winter tires.
Aye, all their fancies.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that. There's talk of these skies driving men mad. Most of the heart.
Otto.
The realm, as long as you look past the facts, is with your uncle in the Free City. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turn foul.
Do you have any...
Well, that depends on your definite...
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just a messenger. It could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own. Could be that they don't.
I suppose not.
How is it that every one of your little excursions... Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have...
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think.
I hope so.
Look at us. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen Mother Crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces. Now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dhalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off Storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
Sid.
Let me guess. You're here about the...
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what? That, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day, did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to... You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are three. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Kashyyyk at her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The Cursebreakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, which means...
Jill and I...
Let them know we're on our way.
Cid. Should I be worried?
Jill. Clive has told me much.
All lies,
Your Stolas said that Dalimil has a...
Indeed. Although, you're a little late.
Any idea whether...
The desert's a big place, but the fact is...
What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to... And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandit. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to what?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Cid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load. Still, better a branded than one of us.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty belly.
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's...
That's enough. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to...
Victor. What's he doing here?
Cid. And
I was about to ask you the same.
Costness is in chaos. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalimil, I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might...
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the rich, these accursed skies, or an entire city for...
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil's problem.
I hope so. For all us.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry, but have left to smolder.
My thoughts both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how.
And if there's one thing bandits like...
What would Cid the Out...
Well, he'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up.
That sounds like a recipe for...
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. While it's plain neither Conrad nor... It may still be possible to... Before presenting them...
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the...
When all that fear and anger...
It appears we have a plan. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can...
As you wish.
Don't worry, Victor and I...
Play along.
What he means to say...
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something, and we may yet be allowed to keep it.
What's that Branded doing all on his own? He lost his master.
Ah, here, Natalie. Allow me to introduce Lord...
Lord Underhill.
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how...
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war...
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher. Then it is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what, Lord, and while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellic, which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons. If our humble town is to endure not only this hard...
All right, if it will help. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Picture it, Conrad. Ah, here she is, Conrad. May I introduce...
A pleasure, my...
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander...
Victor says you told him no.
that there aren't any men left to hire.
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad? Are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your prey?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, man.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed... Take it with you.
Dalimil is not to be trifled with.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Kara's collector.
Haven't we had enough fighting?
I know I bloody well have.
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalimil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck. good news. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat, with time, they may...
Time no longer appears to be the luxury.
I take it your scouts found...
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scout. All.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups. One from the south.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert.
The rest, my friend, the stakes I concede are high.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied.
I thought you might say.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
It's all yours.
They mean to overwhelm us. This one.
The townspeople.
I don't hear any...
That we should hurry.
Natalie, you did well out there.
Without you, there would have been no line. You saved us, Conrad.
We all saved Dalimil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either.
The plan worked. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty...
Calm now, Victor. Why, we are united. As for you, Sid...
I'll take that as a...
Dalimil saved.
You fought very bravely.
Come on.
Good girl. Faster! Time to fight. Safe. Let's go. Company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head This must be Ignax. Nothing seems to be all right.
I hear I have you. What shall I call?
Wyvern.
A formidable name indeed. Well, what Redeem here tells me you wished...
A few moments of your...
You're a peculiar...
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single...
Oh, Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her It was made in the Outer Isles, far, and is used exclusively, they believe. No combat should... Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke. There's a brutal...
But how do they hone such an edge?
Why, they use a whetstone. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, but it is the final stone, which a mineral, quite foreign. And that... Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services. Take this, the very stone of which I spoke. Far and a far more fitting.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship.
I am locked in. I am one step ahead of the
Are there many other...
Too many to count. But only one do I consider my nemesis, and is a parent.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you. Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Martha.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said he'd been attacked by a Kashik.
Those skies are what happened. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only the rest are still down there now. And while we have a...
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the...
I thought you'd never ought. Now, where I need you is the Fallen. Let the men know you've come to help.
We're on our way.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
The barricades we've set up around the town won't hold the Akashic back for long. Might buy us a few moments to say our last farewells, though.
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first.
Over here!
Get him! Go for him! This one! Attack! Go for
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place...
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
How do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me. They were making ready to leave, just...
Martha! The scouting party's almost at the lift. But they got a pack and they got wounded with them. They're not...
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them, Martha.
You look after everyone here. If any can still fight, send them to the lift.
I will. You two be safe now.
Mad dogs. The law of them.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
Sir Wade.
Lord Rossfield.
Martha seemed to... And by the looks of it...
We thought we could, but we didn't know there would be so many.
Behind you!
Damn it! We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty. Over here!
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames.
You've never been one to shy away.
I see you're all...
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down East Pool.
A second hole.
Feel like finishing the job.
Always.
Jill and I will make for East Pool. You'll need to move the injured.
Don't you worry about them.
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow.
Mad dog.
Mooi.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Fiends try to climb the walls here, too.
They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Something's coming.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, so wait. Shall we?
Do you see any more?
No.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were in?
A damn sight less.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. And whether that's sooner or later, we'll need to be ready. The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily...
What do you say, Martha? You'd have more men?
Well...
My lord. Oscar? It is an honor to make your acquaintance. I am Oscar.
Oh. Murdoch.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother... Well, go on, then. Yes. If it please you, my Lord Marquis, might you take me as I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
But I am a shield no longer, and spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is... You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so... And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw. Not that Sir Wade and the... It's all right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
But a squire...
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once. And I'm certain Sir Rodney would approve.
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed.
I would not have it any other way. I will not let you down, Lord Rosfield. You, or my uncle. We shall be staying here for the time being, and not just for the ale. I'll have... One of my men escort Oscar.
Let's go. Run like the wind. Safe. Hope there aren't any more of them. Good girl. Faster! I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. Hungry, Torgal? Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back.
Thank the Finder.
Battle's over. I'll have any man who ain't in need of treatment himself come and help you with the wounded.
First we find Isabel.
Heard a bloke saying he saw ghosts on the far side.
I saw it with my own eyes.
I can't do it.
The Lord.
We received the dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes.
Yes. Like a Kashyyyk, but different. They've taken so many. I've lost count.
A Kashyyyk, but different.
Ultimus thralls. And what of your mistress? Is she here?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what they were planning on doing about all this.
We could leave.
The two soldiers were carrying...
Madame, please!
Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but what more would you...
I would have you do your duty.
Those and protect them I shall, because they are my child. In case you have forgotten, the people of but more than that, they are your sisters, your brother. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here is the...
What we have left is our life.
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cup. I'll have a word with them.
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to...
It was a noble, but I thought you might still need...
How like you to what we need... The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did.
You're a pikeman, yes?
I've got family and more. And a pack of them glowing things.
Leave that to her.
But my family...
It's all right. Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? Yeah, They came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me, and then they were just gone.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme.
It's all right. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
I assume you have a plan?
We need to find out what
It was all they could do to escape.
Good girl.
Yeah!
Look! Should I pry?
Save your strength.
There are always more.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right?
Yes. Well,
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at the...
yeah. Hearing that the Dame would look kindly on any man... It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. Now me, I never needed convincing. And the people I love include the ones standing before me.
Handsome and...
Now, if you don't mind, I have sent...
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my problems. But it has solved one, and that's one fewer than I had this morning. Thank you again, Clive.
Our friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least.
This beast isn't to be trifled with.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off some... So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. And in return, you can...
Oh, it's just a moment.
Seems the hideaway has lost it. Is a storm coming soon?
Ah, were you able to...
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in...
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way.
Ah. Do you recall our conversation concerning...
About how she...
Precisely that. A reasonable the Fenrir of legend, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive...
What do you suggest?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one I consider. That in addition to Lady Jill, in short, the icons hitherto near at hand, and that number has only grown. One can but speculate as to how...
He has seemed...
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully...
You learned something about it.
I did better.
Hey, a whetstone?
Yes.
No wonder one hit might not be so bad if all you have... Good luck on the battlefield.
Even so, is there...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right colour, there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it. I reckon we get a dozen swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly. And that was... no point trying to copy that thing. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Just imagine it. Good Valesthian stick. I won't make a copy, nah.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be just...
I'll be working day and night. Hey, I owe you one. August.
You'll be happy to...
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First, you come and find me when you've...
Right.
What do I owe the honour? For Sancfordian, dear. No scratches, all right? You can thank me later. Yeah, that should do you. Not my best work, but it'll do. Anything else?
Did you see the pair that got hauled into time? Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Was wandering at ours from all our friends. How is it you always manage to arrive at...
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest?
Let's see. The nations are still in chaos.
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding now's the time to visit the...
Thank you, Otto.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. It is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua. Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Tyr told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The City Guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyr not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
Of dread worm die, in ruin lies left.
There's a storm coming, Sid. Will there...
Sid, perhaps you can help me.
I can certainly try.
It's not who, but what. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about my first thought, which almost certainly...
Perhaps a visit from Sid.
I don't like to imagine that my pupils would like. They were in the atrium.
It seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Blasted book. Here,
You put me in this situation, Clive. You can blame...
Are you sure it's me?
I'm all... You remember Ivan's stew, right? So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces.
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped?
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be out...
I've never been one to play favourites, so...
A fried mortress of skyworm. Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like... Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint...
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries.
Wow. Kindly old fella who...
Fine. And if he does, I'll see if I can...
You do that.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Ah, the young man did a wonderful job.
That's actually why I'm here.
Ah. Now, Skyworm is some...
Dragon livers.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern.
So we know where to look for our liver.
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance. I gather that one can locate... I may add that...
Meaning that if I find one...
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite.
Is everything all right? You seem...
Oh, I don't know what... Oh, I think Nan might...
It's all right.
Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits. She'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the... I wanted to ask her about it myself, but she...
Don't worry.
You...
Of course. Lady Karen.
Not nearly as...
You're doing good.
What exactly? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my effect.
Just... all right.
Oh. Are you?
All I know is that someone in Dalamil...
And what? You believe it? Look. I thought that woman is no more.
You're right, Lady Karen. It was wrong of me to...
No. I reckon you've got back.
Of course. I spoke that the rumors were unfounded, along with some other things. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted...
Oh, I knew Nan was... But why would people say...
No, but people do things for all sorts of...
that trader, he said, so that's where I'm going.
Are you sure that's wise?
Oh, but...
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
You'll get us all...
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh!
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way I see Alstom...
Well then, your work is already half done.
Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility. So let's have a look at these parts. All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Midadol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and if even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing.
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid?
I'll think about it.
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things.
Good thinking. You're on the right track. These round parts are called the pans.
I do. Molly, but these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear.
I have.
She puts them in all...
That's right.
I remember the arm moved.
It's not my fault.
You know what part's supposed to move, so let's put the...
Not a bad idea. So, now that we've taken stock...
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes...
Well, obviously you need to start with the body.
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well...
Oh, I just put the pieces together.
That's right. We're Miss Midadol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah. Hairs for the future.
What do you think, Sid?
With a little more help from Miss Midadol and Miss Shirley.
You hear that?
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
coming soon. Will there be...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. They dismantled them to see...
Oh, no.
Thankfully she won't. Although I was the one who ended up...
I'm so sorry. I shall see that the children are...
Please, there's no need. It seems to have... She'd have them follow in her footsteps.
I see. Sid, do you know...
She told me it was because her studies had been interrupted by events in Canva.
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost... But that should come as no surprise.
Which explain. She's working to give them a better life.
Ah, you've given them far more than that.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote was a foreign scout. If Campbell was attacked, she will already have that.
Tables apart. We should pick up the pace.
Come on. We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they will allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Thanks, Gal. You're injured. What happened here? There's a village. I'll go. Rest well, so.
You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Yeah!
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Right. I got here in time.
Someone there! Please, I can't move my leg!
That doesn't sound like an Akashic. With the battalion?
I am.
Taken care of.
Another survivor.
His wound.
He was right to send you. Tabor is safe thanks to you. You seem familiar.
You must have me confused.
Wait.
Son of a whore. I was there! In Kosnis when you killed...
My war with Hugo Kupka is over.
And what of my ill will?
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some...
Man. Like you.
I am nothing. Like, just know.
Let's go. Run like the wind. Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
No need to ride from here.
Welcome, travelers. We don't get many visitors here in Tabor.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentleman of the town guard is
Could be I know something.
Clark, I found someone who's...
Have you?
Go on.
All right. It's... Says the more swords and the more. And why the good?
And you've seen...
Ah, you'll find...
Here in... Where exactly?
She has a stall that is feeling bold. Now, if that's...
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think that...
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to...
Eh?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks.
Good question.
And I'll visit this...
All right.
You too, Goots.
The finest shell swords in store.
Safety of the town is in our hands.
Yeah! Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it?
It was a fairly unconvincing test. So...
That's up to die a slow death. Boys, he's all yours. But that's so.
Now, when we could pretend this didn't happen. This one.
All yours, Torgal. Now, Torgal. All yours, Torgal. Now, Torgal. Torgal, kill. Now, Torgal.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out he only wanted that bull of a man's... You weren't even supposed...
What were you going to...
The Borgwyn wanted him to... I was only supposed to point the lamp. Then you'd... Well... Go on, then.
You're not worth the effort. I need to find Goetz.
Get your filthy paws off!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible
For they are not lies. Every last...
Goose.
He's gonna kill... He said she had to pay him...
After what she did, it is only right. That loathsome harpy... Goots, was it? Only with... Run along now.
No.
No?
I don't care what... Promise me, or I'll...
Goots.
Enough, all of you!
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs?
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck.
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. It's an easy going through life, one eye short of a pair. After all, Ash...
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same... Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of this, so I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything, but he crossed a line, dragging pup. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got... But...
Oh, if he does, best we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lessons. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned. Right. Let's get you back to...
Remind me never to cross you, Cap.
You fought very bravely.
The safety of the town is in our hands.
Come on.
ready, girl?
Faster!
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waluda knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us! We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity!
How dare you!
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic! He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough. Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city, her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Bold enough to heed her call.
Clive!
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you, and though I doubt...
A star, Rube. It's worth at least twice what you owe me.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out. Anyway, why are you the one here? A bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it?
Something like that.
Same as all. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired, probably knew that without his strong arm and level, Sid may have been the face of the hideaway. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the...
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I reckon what he saw, and don't we all? Doesn't that, and...
There were ghosts at the gates, not days.
Those things I said before.
Milady.
Gift? Oh, my.
Otto asked me to give it to you to settle the high and to...
I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the man owes me nothing. My contribution to the restoration effort was made...
You once told me Cid did you a... I'd like to do the same. And for Otto's. For all...
Otto is lucky to... I doubt anything could ever replace his son.
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. Cid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did, besides Cid. I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been...
Gob will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
To the meadows, then.
That's what the captain said.
This is no time to ride. Come on. Thanks, Gal. Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
To the meadows, then.
That's what they came.
Enough of you, are there? This must be our wyvern. All right. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe.
Seems the hideaway's lost its...
So?
I did, and he would...
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about. And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there a...
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives what? It is a tour de force. A force of nature, even.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon...
Decent? Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men...
I'll give it some thought.
Nothing like a dish of cold.
I didn't mean. I just thought.
Aye, well, someone had to. You reckon the both of us would be worse off? You've always been me right, and I'd have you stay that way. So don't.
Well, I will. If.
Why, you bit fine.
Thanks, Nan.
There's nothing he wouldn't.
That's as maybe. He'll need to start looking out for him. Till then, he'll need people to watch his...
Of course.
Stop it. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today'll cost you the same as it did yesterday. Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Good. So Lady Karen accepted...
Ah. But she was just too stubborn. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused...
I hope it wasn't so nice.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
Oh.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you want... Would you prefer the debt was repaid?
What debt? I don't recall then. I may have tossed a talent or two, but those were donations.
Of course not. But surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened...
Oh, fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest. Where'd you even get this? A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt. Might be I already have a buyer in. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be...
I hear you ended up thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I paid.
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then?
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit...
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
Huh. I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have?
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.